Hello, and thank you for joining me. Today, I want to talk about temptations and tests. You know, of course, the experience for both might not be pleasant, but these two are different. They differ in two ways. First, it is the source from which they come from, and second, is in the motive. But what's funny about these two is the results if one overcomes temptations and passes tests that one might go through are positive. They all leave you, if you pass them and overcome them, in a better position as an individual, in a higher dimension of faith. They leave you an improved person. But if you do not pass them, temptations leave you a failed person, leave you a dejected and destroyed person. But tests will not leave you like dejected and downtrodden. Perhaps I should start by defining these two. Temptations are pressures applied to one's thinking, designed to create wrong emotions, which will eventually lead to wrong actions. Thus, temptations lead you into doing the things that you're not supposed to do if you do not overcome them. On the other hand, tests or a test is a challenge or an examination given to evaluate something or someone. The evaluation is to check on one's faith, one's endurance, one's patience, and one's obedience. Like I said earlier on, temptations, their motive is to destroy you, to destroy your family, to destroy your dream, to destroy or to make you fall. And as I said, temptations come from a different source from that of tests. Temptations come from two main sources. One is the devil, and the second one is the individual, him or herself. Those are the two main sources of temptations. On the other hand, tests come from, or mainly come from God, to prove something to other people, to strengthen you, to qualify you, to check if your faith is standing on good ground. Thus, the motive for tests is positive. One thing for sure is God will never tempt you because his intentions are good. Yet temptations, the motive is to destroy you, to leave you downtrodden, to leave you, on the floor. If you read James 1 verse 18, it says, remember, when you are being tempted, do not say, God is tempting me. God is never tempted to do wrong, and he never tempts anyone else. So God has been dismissed from any temptations that you face. So when you face temptations, never think it's God. God is not in it. When you face temptations, face the devil and yourself, because you are the source. You can be a potential source of temptations in your life. How do you become a source of temptations in your life? If you want to fulfill your own desires, sometimes that leads you into doing the wrong things. Think of the love for money. One might kill because they love money, even without the devil being involved. So the temptation for, for you to get money might lead you into committing murder. If one loves money, especially our female counterparts, they end up sleeping around just so they can be paid money. You see, so you and I could be the source of the temptations we face, or the devil himself. If you remember, the devil, after Jesus had fasted, he tempted him, tried to make him worship him, tried to make him jump from the pinnacle of the temple. All those were temptations from the devil. If Jesus had not overcome, he would not have achieved his mission. So the aim was to stop Jesus from achieving his mission. That's a bad motive. The aim was to destroy Jesus' mission. But when God tested Abraham, his aim was to promote him to be the father of nations. On the other hand, when the wife of Potiphar tempted Joseph, the aim was to destroy him so that he won't become the governor of Egypt, so that he won't assist the children of Israel during the time of famine. All the things that happened, which were good from Joseph, would not have happened. So beware of temptations in your life. Always look out what the devil is throwing at you. Always look at what you think. Always look at what you desire. If you are a man and you lust for a woman, that may lead you into committing adultery. That can happen even without the devil's involvement. You know, lusting is something that we have to fight for as men. It is in us. No man can say, I do not lust. We lust, but what needs to be done is to overcome it. Once you overcome, you become a responsible father, a responsible husband, a responsible individual person. You succeed in building your own family and in keeping other people's family intact, not a marriage wrecker. You know, when God tested Job, after Job passed the test by not condemning God, he was given more blessings than he had before. Of course, he had lost some things. The process is painful, either be it a test or a temptation. The experience is not pleasant. But what is important is when you overcome, at the end of the day, be it a temptation or a test, you are qualified to a better person. You become a better person. You know, if you are tempted to steal and you do not steal, you do not get into jail or getting beaten by people or putting your name to disrepute. When you are tested by God and you pass, you know, your faith grows. You reap the blessings that God would have promised, you know, that if you pass this test, I will do this and that. So I want to urge each and every one of us to make sure to be on the lookout for temptations and tests. Tests just need to be passed. Temptations need to be overcome. Be on the lookout on the source of your temptation. You can be the source of the temptations you go through. Resist. You know, if someone or something is pushing you to do something wrong, which you actually know it is wrong, resist it. You gain more by resisting than complying to the desires of this flesh, desires of our of our minds. You know, let's overcome temptations. Let's pass the tests we go through so that we are promoted to a higher dimension. We become better people. We become better community persons. We become better husbands, better wives, better mothers, better fathers, better citizens. You know, That's what I wanted to share with you today. Thank you for being with me.